I did get a question about the career outlook differences between doctoral level clinicians and master's level clinicians. If you guys want to touch on that very briefly before we jump into the rest of it, I think that's a helpful question.
I'm going to leave this to Dr. Farber too. I'll add if there's anything to add.
Well, the easiest, most focused answer is that with a doctorate, obviously you have more opportunities, particularly teaching opportunities, right? You have more research opportunities. If you really love the idea of teaching, an undergraduate or graduate level, the PhD is usually required, or PsyD. But that's one of the disadvantages of having a license eligible master's degree program. It limits your opportunities to teach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what else.
How about salary?
Well, it's an interesting question, because obviously, if you're in private practice, you set your own salary, right? I mean, there are probably experienced master's degree people who were charging, per session as much as PhD people. It's whatever the market can bear, and especially in this market, there's actually a shortage of therapists. So I suspect that many people have just allowed themselves to set prices at whatever level. Yeah, I mean, sure. And if you're going to be employed in a hospital setting, in some ways, like here in New York at Psychiatric Institute, you're going to get paid a lot more money with a PhD degree than a master's level degree, and your opportunities for where you're placed on the team is going to be quite different. So, yeah, there are differences in opportunities and pay, but I think people shouldn't forget, if your primary focus, as a lot of people's focus really is on being a therapist, one shouldn't preclude the possibility of getting a master's degree if the PhD degree, for whatever reason, just competitiveness, or you're not a good test taker, doesn't allow you to pursue that dream. But there's other ways of pursuing your dream, and people shouldn't forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy, do you want to add something about licensure red tape?
Well, in terms of master, well, 2 points on this general overall question. And I mean, I'm a doctoral student, so I haven't really seen the job market yet. But I think the two things to also really think about, one is versatility and how important that is to you. And so if you foresee potentially wanting a variety of different options as your career, and you want to leave doors open, so you might want to be a professor and seriously considering that, or you might want to work as a chief psychologist in a hospital, or you might want to have a private practice, or you might want to end up going into business and do analytics for how to capitalize on human talent, right? Like there's a lot of different things you could do with a doctoral degree. Specifically, a PhD is the most versatile. And a PsyD is really versatile within the field of clinical psychology. It's more and more common for PsyDs who do want to publish a lot, to be professors and be accepting students, et cetera. And the same with social work. There's a lot of versatility there in terms of and Dr. Farber was mentioning this, in terms of going into policy or working in a variety of different settings. And so versatility is important to somebody, keeping in mind what degree is versatile. A master's degree, a master's level licensed clinician, is very not versatile, and that you will be a therapist in the state where you get licensed. And I don't know if there's updated new ways for anyone to transfer that degree. I know when I was looking into these options 5, 6, 7 years ago, you only can work in the state that you were licensed, and you can't move. And so I'm a big leave all of my options open kind of person. And that was, beneficial for me. But for someone that knows, I want to be a therapist, I want to sit across from another human being, patient after patient, individual therapy, maybe keeping your options open is not that important. And then you might want to choose something that's quicker and more specialized, specific.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.